Hi there, welcome back to the reading of Dirty Numbers. It's a memoir written many years ago about a job that I held, a really crazy job. Anyways, I'm a real author in real time. So I'm treating this YouTube thing as an author reading her work, which I've done many times. So here I am just doing it on YouTube. So now we're into chapter 4, episode 2. Here we go. I'm a regular, a voice informed me. I'd like a call as soon as possible. Your name, sir? John Gower, he stated. Who's working? I went through my list. I have Lily, Cindy, Tiffany, and Sarah available. Have I spoken to Sarah before? He asked. No, you haven't, I replied, biting my tongue before I could add, and you don't want to? How old is she? He inquired. Hold on just a moment, John, I said, seeing another phone light up. Hi, can I help you? It's Deke Lipton, the man stated. Have you used our service before? I asked. Yes, I have. One moment while I call your file up on the computer, I lied, putting him back on hold. I glanced at John's card and saw that he liked his girls in their mid-30s. Hi, John, I said, going back to the first call. Sarah is 34, maybe 35 now. Oh, that's great, he declared. I'm in a bit of a rush, so if she could call me right away. No problem, I assured him. Hanging up, I went back to Deke. Hi, Deke. Still here, he said. You can be reached at your regular number? What number would that be? He wondered. The computer shows 2 numbers to choose from, and I gave him the first one. The 555-3212 number? He huffed. I don't know how many times I've asked your company to erase that number. I don't live there anymore. I uncapped my bottle of whiteout and began dabbing out the number on his file card. Don't worry, I said. It's gone now. I've completely covered it with whiteout. Ma'am? Yes? Isn't... He started hesitantly. Isn't that kind of making a mess of your computer screen? Caught in a lie. Finally. After 4 months on the job. How do I get out of it? I glanced at his card and saw that he had a fondness for Cindy. Deke, I see you like Cindy. She's just about to go on another call. I lied yet again. If you like, I can give her to you first. Yes, he exclaimed. That'd be fantastic. Can I get an hour with her? Well, I played it. Seeing as how you're such a valued customer, I think I can arrange it. Thanks a lot, he said gratefully. You guys really are the best. Yep, we were. The best damn liars around. I hung up on him and placed John's call to Susan/Sarah. Hi, Sue, got a call for you, I said. Is it a request? She asked. Earth to Susan. No, I'd tell you if it was a request, I replied. His name is John, and he's calling from Toronto. You're 35 for him. I gave her the number. Have I spoken to him before? Just in case she'd have to look him up in her notes. Maybe she moaned in a higher octave for this guy. No, never, I told her. Talk to you in a few minutes. A guy would usually ejaculate just to get off the phone with her. I placed a double call with Colette Cindy, then picked up another line. Can I help you? It's John Gower, the man said. I'm waiting for my call. Yes, Sarah will be calling you this very moment, I told him. Without another word, he hung up. Just to make sure, I called Susan's number and I heard a busy signal. Another call came in and I gave out the usual information. After some heavy breathing, the customer decided to place an order. Your credit card? I asked. Wait, I have to get it out of my pants, he said. That line had been used on me before. Get it out of his pants didn't always mean the credit card. I gave him about 3 seconds, heard him panting laboriously, and decided to hang up on him. Another call lit up. Hi, can I help you? John Gower again, he moaned. Where is my call? She should have called you by now, I said slowly. Hang on a sec, I'll phone her. I put him on hold, and I dialed Susan's number. Sure enough, she was on the phone to someone. Hi, John. I got a busy signal. She must be trying to call you. I'll give her a few more minutes, he said, and hung up. 10 minutes later, he called again. Okay, look, I don't know what kind of game you're playing here. Who's this? I asked. John Gower, he stated, and I haven't gotten a call yet. 1 sec, John, I said, putting him on hold and quickly redialing Susan's number. Still busy. What the hell was she doing? I went back to John. John, I don't know what's going on exactly. I have other ladies available if you want to speak to them. I lost my heart on, he informed me. Just cancel the call. Great. Due to ineptitude on Susan's part, I had to deal with a cancellation. I started writing the report up on her when the phone rang again. Hello, can I help you? It's Susan, all done with John. Susan, I yelled. John's been calling back. Already, she purred. Well, he really did seem to appreciate me. How can he appreciate you? I continued my roar. You haven't even talked to him yet. I just finished talking to him, Susan replied. Susan, I tried for a calmer voice. You couldn't have spoken to him. He has called here over and over to see where his call was. I called the number you gave me and I asked if it was John, Susan said. The guy said yes, and I started the call. What number did you dial? I dialed 999-3323. I glanced at John's file. Holy shit, was all I could say. Is that the right number? She asked. I'm sure I told you 999-3233, I said. Somehow you managed to find a John at the number you called. He got a freebie. Lucky guy, Susan figured. But I still do get paid for it. Scene. Jimmy, you know I'm not supposed to tie up the phone lines, I beseeched him. Can't we just discuss this when I get home? I forgot to say scene, didn't I? Okay, well, that was a scene at the end where Susan asked, do I still get paid for it? And now Jimmy, can't we just discuss this when I get home? You get home way too late, he grumped. Besides, your lousy boss isn't there anyways. True, I admitted, but even though that tightwad bastard, the Harold, isn't here doesn't mean that I can do whatever I want. I'm still at work, you know. You're always at work, he continued complaining. I never get to see you anymore. Well, if you could once in a blue moon just manage to stay up a bit later, I began. Right, so I can just be raring for action when you get home, he finished. And you think I'm raring for action when you're trying to wake me up at 6 a.m.? I shot back. Why can't you ever consider my side of things? I have, he declared, and you're totally wrong. Bullshit, I yelled, hanging up on him. I wanted to cry in anger, but the ringing phone put a quick stop to that. Yes, can I help you? Hey, lover, how much do you charge? $55, payable. Whoa, he bellowed. You're trying to bust my balls? Pardon? $55, he repeated. That's what I said, I tiredly replied. Way too much, he said, hanging up on me. Another line rang, and I answered it with a somber, hello, may I help you? My name's Clem, a polite voice said. I'm interested in your services. Have you used us before? I asked. No, ma'am. With a dejected spirit, I went through the dialogue. The charge is $55, payable by credit card for up to half an hour of unrestricted conversation. We have 15 ladies available between the ages of 18 and their mid-40s, and one of them would phone you back within 10 minutes of you placing your call, of your order. Oh, that's a little more than I wanted to spend, Clem had the decency to tell me. But thank you for talking sexy anyways. He hung up, but left me feeling a little more pricked up. I wasn't even putting on the act, and Clem thought I had a nice voice. I felt like I could almost fall in love with him. The phone rang, and in a better mood, I answered in my best receptionist voice. Hello, may I help you? I cooed. It was Jimmy, bringing me back to reality. Oh, you sound like such a phony. I wish Clem would call me back. Scene. Hi, it's David Dern calling, the voice said. Is Jennifer on tonight? Yes, she is, I quickly said. You'll have a call immediately. Hey, who am I talking to? He asked. I tried to avoid it. One guess, I merely said. Is this Jessie? He asked almost incredulously. Yes, it is, I admitted. You'll have a call right away. I heard you have real perky tits, he continued, with nipples that stick out like bullets. David, are they hard right now? I'm sorry, I'm really busy here, I lied. Gotta go, I said, hanging up before I'd even finished the sentence. I looked at his file and saw he used MasterCard. I dialed them up and I asked for authorization. David's card was declined, but that wasn't surprising. A few regular customers had not gotten a call tonight. It was only a few weeks after Christmas, and most people had their credit cards at the max. I called him back collect. Hi, David? Jessie? He asked back. Yeah, your card was declined, I said, as unsexy as possible. Oh, I thought it would be, he replied, but I was hoping you would call back. Well, do you have another card you can use? I continued. No, he shook it off. But did Jennifer tell you about our last fantasy? I had you two fucking each other with a double header. You don't have a Visa or an American Express? I blindly went on. No, and I'm standing above you two with my pecker in my hand, he blathered. I'm afraid you won't get a call then, I said through gritted teeth. Why did he continue to sicken me so? And I'm jacking myself off until I spill hot cum all over you. David! I yelled. Then I finish it off by pissing on you, and you love it, and beg, David! I bloody well screamed. I do not wish to discuss your fantasies. Oh, he meekly said. I'm sorry. Scene. After my initial greeting, a wet squishing noise came at me. It sounded sexual, so I was about to hang up. Yet something held me. Hello, can I help you? I repeated. No reply, except for that same slurpy sound. I found myself listening, by calling, not hanging up, because once I was interested. After a few seconds, I gave it another shot. Hello? Anyone there? Oh, hi, Jessie. Colette Cindy came back at me. sorry, I dropped the phone. I couldn't pick it back up. My hands have cold cream all over them. It's the weather, I commiserated. My hands are really dry, too. Oh, that's not why I use it, she corrected me. Listen, I'll put some on. Squeeze my hands together, she demonstrated over the phone. What does that sound like? She asked. I had no idea. Doesn't it sound like I'm masturbating? Colette asked brightly. No wonder that noise sounded so unusual over the phone. It was a female sound. Scene. A new customer had called, and I was just coming to the end of his questionnaire. And do you have any preference? Yes, came a firm reply. Castration. Pardon? I questioned. Did you say castration? This was definitely a new one for me. Yes. The phone mate would give me hell if I didn't get his preference down a little more exact. I didn't want to ask if he wanted to be castrated personally or perhaps someone he knew, so I hedged the question. Care to elaborate, sir? I want to talk about my balls being chopped off, he said succinctly. You got it, I replied. Just as I finished getting authorization for Doug's call, his card, another phone rang. I picked it up. Hi, it's Linda, the caller said. I'm going to sign on for a bit. Oh, great, I got a call right off the bat for you, I replied. His name's Doug. I gave her his phone number. What's his pleasure? She asked. Well, I hesitated. I don't know if you would call this pleasant. He's into castration? Really? She said, barely fazed. I haven't done one of these in a while. You mean more than one lunatic would ask for something like that? I was truly amazed. If all goes well, I'll be talking to you soon, she said confidently. I hung up, more astounded every second that I thought about Doug's fantasy. I've heard of cock and ball torture, but for this guy, that was too minor. He was into cock and ball freaking removal. 2 phones rang at once, and I answered the first one. Hi, can you hold, please? I went to the second call. Could you hold the line, please? A smart aleck voice came back at me. I'm already holding my line. Huh? I replied. Oh, sorry. I softly pressed the hang up button and went back to the first call. Thanks for holding. Can I help you? A muffled voice came back at me. I pumped the duck. Huh? I said for the nth time that night. Some chewy noises came over the line, and then Linda Shauna spoke more clearly. I said, I'm done with Doug. Already? I said, a bit alarmed. I glanced at the clock. Are you sure it's done? It's only been a minute. Believe me, she said quite certainly, he's done. Well, if you're sure, I said a bit disbelievingly. This is good steak, she murmured before answering me. Look, Jessie, here's how it went. I have a big steak on this cutting board in front of me, and here I have this big butcher knife. Now listen, all I had to do was this. Whap! Scene. Flip Shornigan here, the Irish voice greeted me. I'd like to speak to a woman. That's all we got, I kidded him. He was pretty decent. I mean, he never breathed hard when he called. Can I have someone I've never spoken to before? He requested. I glanced at his file and saw he'd spoken to all of the phone mates I had working. But he hadn't spoken to Colette Cindy in quite a while. No problem, Flip, I told him. You'll have a call in just a few minutes. After processing his order, I called up Colette. Hi, got another call for you, I informed her. His name's Flip. Oh, I've talked to him before, she recalled. Did he request me? No, he didn't, I replied. Well, he should have, she insisted. The things you have to say to him. He asked for someone new, I cut in. You haven't spoken to him in a while. Can you be new? No problem, she said simply enough. Let's see. I like Tish. Tish, I repeated. That's pretty cutesy. I'm so sick of Cindy, Colette confessed. Talk to you in a bit, Tish, I signed off. Another call came in. Hello, ma'am, the eager voice said. I'm really, really, really horny. Can I get a call right away? Have you used our service before? I asked, just as another phone rang. No, ma'am, I haven't, he replied, but I really, really, really need to come bad. The other phone rang a second time. Can you hold, please? Not much longer, I'm afraid, he said before I passed him on to the golden oldies on hold station. Hi, can I help you? I asked the next caller. Can I have a kiss? I laughed out loud. How sweet. He didn't want to fuck or a suck. The guy only wanted a kiss. Just for the hell of it, I blew him one and then hung up on him. I returned to the first call and heard the dial tone. The phone didn't stay quiet for long, though, and I answered it again. Hello, can I help you? Can I have another kiss? Oh, shit. Now I got him going. I hung up on him quickly and hoped he wouldn't be one of those perseverers. Sometimes an obscene caller's greatest entertainment came from annoying the same poor, frazzled receptionist her entire shift. The worst thing about these guys is that you would try and catch a potty break, and then the phone would ring. You run for the phone, you answer it, and it's the same drip who's been jacking off over the phone for the last 6 hours. Fortunately, all was silent for a few minutes. The next call to come through was from Colette Cindy. Hi, I'm done with Flip, she announced. I don't think he'll ever be requesting Tish. Didn't the call go all right? I asked. You spent the whole 30 minutes on the phone with him. He's so weird, she replied. He keeps asking, would you fuck God if you could? Are you serious? I asked very sternly. I was not happy. Talk about horse cocks and nipple rings, but leave my lord out of this. I'm glad I did speak to him before, she said. So this time I was on to him. I wasn't the religious Cindy he spoke to before. Well, I think I'm pretty religious, I said staunchly. And I used to think Flip was a nice guy, but I don't think that anymore. He's from Ireland, Colette recalled. That probably has something to do with his religious fixation. Maybe, I allowed. He's still a creep. The phone beckoned, so I hung up on Colette and picked it up. Hi, can I help you? Who else you got on that's new? A recognizable voice said. Is this Flip? I inquired. Yes, he said, and I don't want to speak to Tish again. I looked at his file. Truthfully, the remaining girls I had on had all spoken to him very recently. I could easily call up an unscheduled phone mate and get her to take a call. But Flip didn't deserve it. What he did deserve was an earful of religious propaganda. Sorry, you've spoken to all of the girls, I told him. You want to talk to one of them? Oh, I don't know, he brogued. By the way, what religion are you? Yikes, did he want to talk sexy with me? The first words to fall out of my mouth, I'm an atheist. I almost bit my tongue. I'm an atheist. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this section up. We're going to move on to episode 3 coming up. So thanks for listening so far. This is kind of a long one, and we'll be back. I'm going to try to do something different. Anyways, bye for now.